Football is a man's game because women hit like girls. They run like girls. And they never play with passion.
Simply unbelievable.
This game will never mean as much to women as it does to men. The game has never been played by women until now.
LFL Football Night has arrived at Dallas, Texas. Hello, LFL fans. Welcome inside the booth. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Huco. And here we are, Bobby, the first ever Texas Bowl. The Dallas Desire, Austin Acoustic, a pair of expansion teams that are not playing the part.
They've really surprised a lot of people so far this season. Austin opened up against the champ Seattle, almost pulled that game out. Then they really beat up on New England. And then Dallas came in. They almost beat Los Angeles. Both teams playing good football right now.
That Dallas game went down to the wire against Los Angeles. If it were not for that extra point, this team would be 1-0. But getting back to Austin here, here's a roster that's impressed this season. What stands out to you the most?
Well, number one, a quarterback. Tashay Winfrey reminds me a lot of Colin Kaepernick. She's got a great arm, great wheels. Then you have a running back, Michelle Marshall. Watch out for her. She's going to surprise a lot of people tonight.
They're going to be up against a pretty physical, large-stature Dallas team. Now, a closer look at this Dallas roster and the return of LFL football to Dallas, Texas. We go down to the field with the best-looking member of this broadcast team, Desi Mitchison.
Thanks, Mitchell. After being around this team, they certainly are a confident roster, even after their Los Angeles game, a game where they were an extra point attempt away from winning. If you speak to their head coach, Melvin Bullitt, he is quick to point out the performances of Jade Randall, Victoria Thomas, and, of course, quarterback Michelle Angel, who had an impressive season debut. There's only been one concern, and that has been health. Following a very physical game against Los Angeles, Victoria Thomas and Jade Randall were doubtful. But as of warm-ups tonight, they have both been cleared by the medical staff. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Desi. That sets the stage. It's the Texas Bowl, the Austin Acoustic versus the Dallas Desire. Say it with me.
Kickoff is next.
Back to LFL Football Night. Before we get underway, we go down to the field with Desi Mitchison.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Michelle Angel, Dallas Desire quarterback. Michelle, there's been some impressive quarterbacks in Big D like Staubach, Aikman, Romo. Does this put added pressure on you tonight?
A little bit. Texas takes football very seriously. So we're just out here to, give them a show and show them how much we got. This is the Texas Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Nice. Back to you guys.
Michelle Angel having a great year so far, but Tony Romo, I think, has got a little edge at the quarterback position.
Not going to disagree with you there. He had one heck of a season until he went down last year. Now Michelle Angel taking duties at quarterback in Dallas. That's Michelle Marshall with the kickoff. Courtney White. That is the speedster running back now returning kicks. That was a good, solid 16-yard return as Dallas goes to work.
Courtney White in their first game. She had one of the greatest runs I've seen in LFL history, coast to coast. Let's see if she can do it again tonight.
Michelle Angel having a good start here in Dallas, throwing for 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception. Says she feels very comfortable in this offense. And there's a look at her 2016 stats.
That TD to interception ratio is solid. She needs to pick up the completion rate a little bit, though.
And now Victoria Thomas, the wildebeest, getting to the second layer of the defense and picking up 10 yards.
When the wildebeest gets ahead of steam, she is tough to bring down, totally destroying the secondary.
Selena Fudge giving up about 60 pounds to Victoria Thomas. Now another 1st and 10 play. Again, it's Thomas, and again, it's Selena Fudge. This time, Thomas limited to 4 yards on the carry.
Thomas with some outstanding statistics. She's averaging 5.5 yards per carry right now. Just a beast.
Offensive coordinator Melvin Bullitt said it. They want to use the wildebeest to set up the pass. And here they go. Michelle Angel back of the end zone. Intercepted. What a one-handed interception by Selena Fudge.
Fudge with a great play. There was an opening there for Angel to get the ball deep to Randall. One-on-one coverage against Kyler Hurts. He didn't get the ball out there, and Fudge made an unbelievable interception. You see the play action inside, drawing everybody in. It's a corner route, but she throws it inside. A one-handed stab by Fudge. Outstanding play.
You want to talk about hands? Watch this. That is a great interception at any level of football. Selena Fudge, very active in the first quarter.
You can't ask for a better start for that Austin defense than to pick off Michelle Angel in her first pass.
There's Tashay Winfrey, her 2016 passing stats. They've put it up a lot in Austin, and that's one of the criticisms, not establishing the running game. And just like that, we're 2nd and 10. Bobby, what do you think about the play usage here in Austin?
They have to develop a running game. You can't throw the ball. Already she's thrown the ball 38 times this year. It's entirely too much. You have to pound it on the ground, which even opens up that game more often to go deep.
A 2nd and 10. Austin backed up at its own 3-yard line. Tashay Winfrey back in the shotgun. High snap, inside handoff, nearly decapitated. That's Victoria Thomas tackling Michelle Marshall.
Victoria Thomas, she brings it on both sides of the ball. Almost took her head off right there. What a hit. Dallas, this defensive line came out to play tonight. Steph Wickett had no chance at blocking the wildebeest right here. That was a lookout block, and it showed you can't do that. You're going to get your backs killed.
Very quickly, this offense now dealing with a 3rd and 10. This Dallas crowd loving every second of this early debut. And here comes that rush. Tashay Winfrey dumping it off in the flat. That's Leilani Lopez. And Lopez still on her feet. That'll be a gain of 25 yards.
Outstanding read by Tashay Winfrey. They came with an all-out blitz. Defensive coordinator Jacob Lacey, he said he was going to have some high-tech blitzes. He brings both safeties right up the gut. Winfrey reads it, gets it out in the flat. Nobody there. A huge gain for Austin.
That is a 1st and 10 after Austin was backed up inside its own 3-yard line. Again from the shotgun, Winfrey on a design keeper. Victoria Thomas coming up with the tackle. Let's meet the starters for Austin.
Leilani Lopez, wide receiver. Marisa Golston, wide receiver.
Tiffany Zimmerman, tight end. Emily Thomas, tight end.
Steph Wickett, center. Michelle Marshall, running back.
Tashay Winfrey, your quarterback.
The key for that offense tonight is running back Michelle Marshall. They have to establish a running game to open up the passing game.
A 2nd and 9 now, ball at the Dallas 21. That's a handoff to Michelle Marshall and Victoria Thomas. Can anybody block number 14?
She is playing with reckless abandon tonight. Nobody's blocking with her. Jericho Harris, the head coach for Austin, needs to come up with a double team scheme or something just to block her. What a play again by Thomas.
Thomas just all over the field on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. You could see they're going after Emily Thomas. She just wants to intimidate anybody she lines up across.
Jericho Harris, he has to coach on the fly right now. They can't let Thomas come in untouched like that. He's going to have to come up with a blocking scheme right now.
A 3rd and 9 play. Winfrey back to pass. Another 3rd and long. And just beyond the outstretched arms of her receiver. I'm not sure if that's being ruled an interception by Jade Randall.
It looks like Winfrey tries a jump pass. She's trying to hit Emily Thomas across the middle, but that's not even a receiver. She didn't even try for the ball. Randall came up with a great interception.
She did not have possession all the way through. She did not make that catch.
This may be challenged. We're going to get our first call here by Gary Vaught, who just announced this is going to be looked at. Apparently, Austin is challenging possession. We're going to get another look here from the truck. Bobby, it appears to me that Randall came up with that.
It looked to me like she had the ball and was on the ground. I think it popped out late, but she's got possession right there. Dallas will end up with a football.
It looks loose toward the end. Here's Gary Vaught on the call.
Okay, we ruled it that it was not a catch. It'll be 4th down on the 29-yard line.
I guess they saw what we saw. The ball looked like it was coming loose toward the end of that reception.
They got lucky. I thought she had possession when she hit the ground, and then it popped out later, but Austin caught a break on that one.
Austin will retain its timeout and challenge. If you're wondering, each team gets one challenge per half. And much like the NFL, if they win it, they will retain it. That's setting up a 4th and 9. Ball remains at the Dallas 21-yard line. Winfrey taking a lot of time looking over that Dallas defense. I'm sure looking for Victoria Thomas. Back to throw is Winfrey, just dumping it off. And that is deflected by the Dallas defense, and Dallas takes over on downs. That will bring us to our first media timeout. It has been all Victoria Thomas in Dallas.
John Joy, protecting LFL athletes and the game.
Back to the first ever Texas Bowl as we meet the starters for Dallas's offense.
Sunshine Misa Uli, tight end.
Courtney White, wide receiver. Jade Randall, wide receiver.
Danielle Hawkins, tight end.
Nicole Peterson, center.
Victoria Thomas, running back.
Michelle Angel,
Quarterback.
It should be fun to watch that Dallas passing game tonight with Michelle Angel and Jade Randall.
They're going to keep it on the ground here. That's Shantae Bunting. Selena Fudge on the tackle. Fudge also having a pretty good first quarter. You can see Dallas mixing it up here a little. And they're going to go to a hurry-up offense. Previous run was a 5-yard gain, now setting up a 2nd and 5. That's Bunting in motion again. You can see they set up that play with the previous wide open. That is Sunshine Misa Uli, who's not been activated all season, making her debut in front of this home crowd.
Like all great quarterbacks, Michelle Angel has a short memory. She already forgot about her interception she threw on the first pass. She finds Sunshine Uli for wide open at 6 points in the end zone. Good play selection by Terrence Bullitt.
And that is the extra point attempt. This will be interesting because I don't believe they're giving it to Dallas. No, they're saying she lost the ball and Selena Fudge recovered. So our score will remain 6-0 Dallas as the officials are talking about it. I'm not sure what happened there, Bobby, but I think she lost the ball and Selena Fudge came up with it.
In fact, I know Fudge came up with the ball right there. Another controversial play early in the game. The refs are discussing it.
It did not take Dallas long. Only 2 plays for 29 yards and 34 seconds. And we've got our first score of the Texas Bowl. There goes a handoff. That's Renee Shepard only gaining 3 yards. But Austin at least trying to run the ball.
You're 100% right. They have to start pounding the football up front. Even though the Shepard's not a big back, that's a 3-yard solid gain. Keep trying to go right at that Dallas front.
Tashay Winfrey again looking over that defense. Keep your eye on Sunshine Misa Uli at the DN position. That's Michelle Marshall cutting it across the field. Great open field running. That is Michelle Marshall, a much-needed 17 yards for this offense.
Michelle Marshall, she has all the tools to become a great running back in the LFL. Watch these cuts she has here. Reads the block, cuts it all the way back across the green, moves the football to her outer arm for a huge game. She's going to be an all-star.
Now a 1st and 10. Austin all about the big play. That is twice that they've been backed up and saved by the big play. This is Winfrey on a design option play. Not fooled is Jade Randall, only gaining a yard.
Not a great read by Winfrey right there. It was a straight option play to the left. She could have pitched it out to Michelle Marshall. Nobody was on her.
Jade Randall, one of the great surprise stories of this Dallas team, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. That's Michelle Marshall again.
Number 15, Jade Randall, flying around the football from that free safety position. We didn't think she was going to play tonight.
Let's meet the starters for Dallas.
Lindsay Gaffney, cornerback.
Sunshine Misa Uli, strong safety.
Shantae Shari, defensive back.
Jade Randall, free safety.
Danielle Hawkins, linebacker.
Ashley Dixon, defensive end. Victoria Thomas, defensive end.
The key to that Dallas defensive end, Victoria Thomas. She's playing big already tonight.
Now a 3rd and 8 play. Shea Winfrey again under pressure, dumping it off to the center. Emma Lee Thomas not fooling anybody. That is Danielle Hawkins, part of a very physical defense here in Dallas.
Not sure about that play selection. Again, they're trying to hit the center. You can see she doesn't have the greatest hand. She bobbled the football and got stopped for a short gain.
A critical 4th and 7 as Austin's trying to keep pace with Dallas. Dallas up 6-0 in the first ever Texas Bowl. Here's Shea Winfrey, pump faking, now throwing to the back of the end zone, intercepted and fumbled. That looks to be Renee Shepard recovering the fumble, although I'm not sure Nikki Pugh ever had possession.
I think she did, Mitch. I think this might be Austin's football. It looked like she had the ball and tried to run out of the end zone and lost the handle on the football. I think Austin might be getting the ball back.
I'm sure we're going to get another look at this.
We have a challenge on the play.
Gary Vaught indeed announcing that the Dallas Desire have elected to challenge this call. This could be a big play in this game.
Looked to me like Nikki Pugh had the football and tried to come out of the end zone. They called it a fumble, but it's close. It's really close, actually.
We're going to get a couple different looks at this. There's the ball. I don't think she ever had possession. And that is a quick review by Gary Vaught and company.
The ruling is going to be an incomplete pass.
They're going to agree that is an incomplete pass. Dallas taking over its own 12-yard line. That could have been a big play for Austin, taking over inside the 3-yard line.
Great challenge by head coach Melvin Bullen. That would have been huge for Austin to have it in the red zone going in. That challenge got Dallas the football back.
Michelle Angel here has really taken a leadership role, not only on the offense, but overall. One of several veterans that have been plucked from other franchises, and they seem to be working as one cohesive unit.
It's a great team unity situation going on right now. Michelle Angel looks night and day compared to the way she was last year as a quarterback. Really developed under this coaching staff.
And that's Courtney White being tackled by Tiffany Zimmerman. In fact, we visited with number 13.
Tiffany, being a native girl from Texas, how important is it to play in the first ever Texas Bowl?
It's absolutely incredible. For a long time we used to have the UT and A&M game, and that kind of dissipated, and then UT lost its luster. So to be a team coming in from Austin to face our new franchise, Dallas, as well, as I couldn't ask for anything more.
You can feel the excitement in this arena. This is going to be one of the great rivalry games in the LFL.
And somebody gets a big boot at the end of this. And speaking of a boot, look at this. This is not the first time we've seen these two go after it. You want to talk about a rivalry. They are setting the tone early here in Dallas.
There is no love lost between these two teams. In fact, they look like pregame they were going to get into some fights, and it's happening right now.
Now, being a Washington Redskin fan, I've seen plenty of brawls between the Dallas Cowboys and the Redskins. This looks like they've adopted that mentality for Texas Bowl.
Right now, this is a great game, great rivalry. Both teams playing good football early in the game.
Dallas will now face a 3rd and 8. Potentially getting Courtney White more involved into this offense. White had a great debut game against Los Angeles.
She is such an asset for this offense. You mentioned she not only can run the ball, she's a great receiver out of the backfield.
Angel under center, fakes the handoff. Looking down the field, has a receiver. And that is Marissa Goldston coming up from the corner position.
I think the ball might have slipped out of Angel's hands with the play-action pass. They had Randall deep on a deep post pattern. She couldn't get the ball out there. Randall was open for 6. It was a short throw by Angel.
Head coach Jericho Harris asking his secondary to drop back. This defense will now defend against a 4th and 8. This could be a vital stop for Austin.
It's really interesting that Michelle Angel, known for her arm, her gun, recently she's been coming up short on deep balls.
She was a little late on the delivery to Randall. Maritza Golston came up to break it up, and this is something else that Angel gives you. Great mobility and lit up by Selena Fudge. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Dallas leading 6-0 in a true Texas rivalry.
LFL Mobile, giving you access to the gridiron goddesses of the LFL with exclusive photos, videos, live game reporting, and fan promotions. LFL Mobile. Download on your Android or iPhone.
Back to second quarter action here of LFL football night. Before we get started, let's meet the starters for Austin.
Selena Fudge, free safety. Marisa Goldston, cornerback.
Kyler Hurt, corner. Ana Garza, strong safety. Christina Villalobos, middle linebacker.
Tiffany Merritt, defensive end.
Tiffany Zimmerman, defensive end.
The key tonight's going to be the safeties, Ana Garza and Selena Fudge. They have to stop that Dallas passing attack.
That's Courtney White. White was in that time as a Wildcat quarterback. A lot of pushing and shoving after the play.
Stop!
Jade Randall.
Stop it. You're better than that. You're better than that.
Jade Randall, I've never heard that on a football field. You're better than that. Just telling her back off and go play football.
Psychology at its best. Jade Randall, I believe she's a Harvard grad too, using a little bit of that brain out here. Look at that. That's Sunshine Misa Uli. Uli gaining 9 yards on that run.
I really like this package that the Bullet brothers put in. They had Courtney White in the Wildcat. Now they have Misa Uli back there. It's a good package. It lets Angel get a break, and they're just running the ball straight down the field.
A 3rd and 1 play. That is Sunshine Misa Uli again. All 195 pounds barreling over this Austin defense.
This is straight smash mouth football. Behind the blocking of Shantae Bunting, they're just pounding this out, going straight at them. They can't be stopped.
A 1st and goal. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Uli remaining in at the Wildcat. And again, just barreling over the defense and into the end zone. That was a 7-yard touchdown run by number 18.
The Bullet brothers, I like this package they put in. Shotgun formation, just get the ball. First it was White, now they with Sunshine Uli, just get her the football, and they can't stop it. You know what they're going to do. They're just, bang, drive blocking for touchdowns.
And that's Uli. You could just see she plays physical football. That was good for an 8-play drive, covering 38 yards. This offense looking really in sync right now.
That Wildcat package really put the Acoustic defense back on their heels.
That is the 2-point conversion. That's good to Jade Randall, extending Dallas's lead to 14-0.
Jade Randall showing no signs of that injury in the first game. Great play by Michelle Angel. Just waited for her to come across the field. Wide open, good pass.
Randall, a big contributor on both sides of the field. Now we listen in to Coach Jericho Harris.
Bring some fuck with you. Anna, hey, you need to stop aggressively hugging people. I'm going to give you a drive on the side so you can see how it's done.
Wow. You want to talk about a Southern accent? It does not get any more Southern than Coach Jericho Harris.
Coach Harris is not happy with his secondary at all. He told Ana Garza, stop just playing around out there. You got to start making some tackles.
There's a little inside pitch play. Trying to get Michelle Marshall involved in this offense. Marshall gained 6 yards.
Michelle Marshall, just a great, outstanding weapon for Austin as a running back, you can see, and also as a receiver.
Standing only at 5'3", you would not expect her to have the kind of impact she has both through the air and on the ground. A key, vital part of this offense is number 14. Now from the shotgun, Winfrey on a release play to Steph Wickett. And Wickett getting shoved against the boards by Danielle Hawkins, but not before she gained 11 yards on that reception. We've got Wickett and Danielle Hawkins mic'd up. Listen in on this collision. Somebody's going to be sore after that one.
What a hit. What a play selection. Great play by Winfrey. She let that develop a screen pass to the center underneath. Big play for Austin.
Winfrey back to pass. Now going to take off to it on the right side, trying to lower her shoulder. Winfrey will gain 5 yards. That was Jade Randall coming up from the free safety position.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot more of that from Winfrey. In the first game, she ran plays like that all game long. That's the first time she really attacked the secondary.
That is Tashay Winfrey, one of the more physical quarterbacks you'll see in this game. Now Now a 2nd and 5, ball at the Dallas 13. That's a handoff to Michelle Marshall. Great open field tackle by Jade Randall. We sat down with her earlier.
Jade, you and your team had a very strong debut. Going into tonight's game, how much confidence do you have?
We've got a lot of confidence. I think a lot of people underestimated Dallas being a first-year team, but as y'all saw, we've got a ton of weapons, and with the Dallas crowd behind us tonight, I think we'll come out with a win.
Jade Randall all over the field tonight, Mitch, on offense and defense.
Great breakup. That's Sunshine Misa Uli. Pass intended for Leilani Lopez.
It looked like that was going to be 6 points to Lopez. She was open, but out of nowhere, Yuli came over and made an outstanding defensive play.
Another long yardage situation for this Austin offense. A 4th and 6, ball at the Dallas 14-yard line. Winfrey back to pass. Nobody there. She's going to go for the sticks herself. And she kind of let up about a yard before it. I'm not sure she got to the sticks here.
It's going to be close, but you're right. She should have laid out right there and got the first. It's close.
I'm not sure they're going to give her the first down. It looked like she got a little hesitant when she saw Danielle Hawkins coming up.
Randall and Hawkins came flying out of the secondary after Winfrey, but it's going to be really close. She might have got it.
Winfrey's 7-yard scramble. That led to a 1st and goal here for this Austin offense. Ball at the Dallas 7-yard line. And here come the officials. We may get a challenge here from Dallas. Gary Vaught having a very busy first half. Now going over to Coach Melvin Bullitt of Dallas.
The coach is challenging the spot on the field.
That is exactly what we thought. Now Dallas is challenging where Tashay Winfrey goes out of bounds.
I'm pretty sure she gets it because she runs right into the yard marker. That would make it a first down. I'm not really sure why they challenged this.
This will be interesting to see where that left shoulder hits out of bounds. You could see there her right arm or left arm right at the stick. I'm not sure that's conclusive enough to overturn the call.
The ruling on the field is correct. It is a first down for Austin.
That's it. They're going to stay with the ruling on the field and give Winfrey a first down.
Key series for Austin here. They need points bad, Mitch. This whole first half, they're moving the football, but they still have 0 points.
To your point, they've been in the red zone. They just cannot capitalize. This offense has looked good through 2 games. Here struggling against a more physical defense, specifically that young lady, Victoria Thomas, has just wreaked havoc on this offense. 1st and goal play here. Winfrey back to pass that looked to be setting up the shovel pass, not there. Throwing to the back of the end zone, nearly caught by Chastity Morales. Morales getting a case of the alligator arms.
You have to come up with this football. Another great play by Winfrey, just escaping the rush, throwing a good ball. You have to catch that ball for 6 points.
Morales saw Jade Randall coming over. I'm not sure she wanted that ball.
Tashay Winfrey, she needs a better supporting cast around her. That ball should have been caught right there. Now she has to try to come up with another play, get the ball in the end zone when that should have been 6 points.
Tashay Winfrey in this offense down 14 points. Not getting any help from her receivers. Now pressure from Victoria Thomas. Just carelessly throwing it to the back of the end zone is Tashay Winfrey.
There is nobody that can handle Victoria Thomas. Emily Thomas tried to block her. She came with a straight bull rush right over the center and put serious heat on the quarterback.
A 3rd and goal. Absolutely no attempt by Austin to try to run the ball here. They seem to be very content with this passing game that has not had a lot of success.
And it's a lot of plays that aren't really designed. It's pretty much Winfrey doing her own thing back there, just scrambling, trying to find somebody open.
3rd and goal now. Winfrey back to pass, quick screen pass. Intended for Marissa Goldston. She wanted no part of that. Monica Jaramello coming up from the corner position.
That is 5 consecutive incompletions by Winfrey. This offense is going nowhere. It was moving, but right now they're stalled.
This is as crucial as it will get this early in the game. You are down 14-0 on the road, and now a 4th and goal. Tashay Winfrey has got to make a play here. From the shotgun, trips right. Looking to the end zone. Nobody there. Just trying to buy time, throwing it back to the end zone. That ball had no chance. Again intended for Marissa Goldston. Ended up in the stands.
Tashay Winfrey, she relies on her talent so much, she doesn't stay in the pocket. Watch, she has all kind of time. There's blocking. She can stay right there in the pocket. She moves out of the pocket. She just tries to scramble and make a play. It's not even a design play, and throw it up, and hopefully somebody brings it down. Not a good play at all by Winfrey.
That is one of the knocks on Winfrey, much like RG3 of the NFL. Her mechanics are not that great. To her defense, she hasn't played the position very long. In fact, she adopted the position this season. Now Michelle Angel in this offense going back to work, not wasting any time. Great secondary play. That was Selena Fudge, who is having a career ball game.
Great play by Fudge, but again, Angel had her open, had Randall open deep, could not get the ball down the field. It would have been 6 points again.
Not sure why Michelle Angel is holding on to the ball as long as she is. That was the second time, to your point, Bobby, that Jade Randall got behind the defense. Now a 2nd and 10. Handoff to Victoria Thomas. Great open field tackle. Finally, somebody wanting a piece of Thomas. That was Steph Wickett.
That's the best pure tackle all night long by Austin. Stephanie Wickett with a great pure form tackle. That's the way you bring her down.
21 player over here. 21.
Now a 3rd and 10. This Dallas offense has not had to face a long yardage play on 3rd down. Just looking into the blue eyes of Michelle Angel. That is a focused young lady just having a tough first half. From the shotgun, fakes the handoff. Great screen play. That looked like a little wheel route. That's Courtney White still running. The shifty running back gains 18 yards all the way out to midfield. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Dallas up 14-0, looking to extend its lead.
Like your favorite LFL players and teams and receive breaking news stories. The LFL's official Facebook page, facebook.com/mylfl.
Back inside of 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Dallas driving and up 14-0. Now Courtney White again in the Wildcat, trying to create some space for her. And she'll gain 9 yards, looking good on this drive as number 1.
This Wildcat formation is certainly working for Dallas tonight. With Yulee and now with Courtney White, they can't stop them.
Good shot.
Ball down to the Austin 16-yard line. That's a reverse play. Back to Angel. Angel has a receiver. Had Jade Randall. I believe Randall just dropped it.
That's a rare drop by Randall. She's usually money catching a ball like that. I like the play selection. Throwing the ball back to Angel. She had Randall open. Should have been caught.
Dallas opening up the playbook here. This first ever Texas Bowl will go down in history. And for now, at least, it looks like Dallas will be rolling. They can extend their lead here. Plenty of time remaining. Clock stopped. And they've retained one of the 2 timeouts. Michelle Angel from the shotgun. Looking to throw the ball down the seam. Has a receiver, Jade Randall. Just overthrowing Randall.
They tried to get a seam post to Randall. Kyler Hurt with a great play. She's having a solid season so far. You can see by her numbers right there. Just a great defensive back.
Now a 4th and 1, and you got a factor number 18 getting involved. There she is in the Wildcat. Direct snap to Sunshine Misa-Uli, and nobody wants to get in front of number 18. I believe she touched the wall. That should not be a score. Uli gaining 8 yards on the carry.
How do you stop a locomotive? Look at this. There's nobody stopping her. That looked like it was 6, but she did hit the wall.
Renee Shepard going high on Uli and paying the price. Again in the Wildcat. Uli having a lot of success that way. This time going for 3 yards. The clock continues to run.
Get Courtney out.
We are inside a minute remaining here in the second quarter.
When they go into that formation, they know that she's getting the football. They need to start gang tackling and just bring her down, or it's going to be a long night for Austin.
A A lot of changing between Angel and Uli at quarterback. Angel back in, no hurry here. You could see offensive coordinator Melvin Bullitt wanting them to pick up the tempo. That's a handoff to Victoria Thomas. And that was like a hot knife going through butter. No chance for this Austin defense.
The blocking up front, strong blocking by Danielle Hawkins. There's nobody up there trying to make a tackle for Austin. Just bam, touchdown.
Austin has no answer for this bash and bash-oriented offense that Dallas is running.
Michelle Angel, we mentioned, is not having an outstanding night throwing the football, but if you look at the scoreboard, they're just dominating Austin.
Yeah, you really don't need your quarterback to be lights out when you have Sunshine Misa-Uli and Victoria Thomas. Here's Angel on the extra point attempt just off the hands of Jade Randall. Those two cannot seem to connect.
Michelle Angel had all kind of time in the pocket to deliver the football. Tried to get Randall coming across the back of the end zone. She was triple teamed. Nothing there.
We're receiving word that Dallas center Nicole Peterson, they fear may have broken her wrist. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the game. Austin going back to work now, a 1st and 10 from its own 15-yard line. That is a quick screen in the flat. No chance to complete that to Wickett.
It just seems like there's no continuity to this Austin offense. Winfrey just standing in the pocket, trying to move on her own, trying to find something there. But the passing game, the play selection is just not there for Austin.
A 2nd and 10 now. And if you're Austin, you can make a case to just take a knee and get out of this half. They're going to try to get some points on the board. That's Winfrey back to pass, rolling right. Trying down the field, has a receiver that's intercepted. That is Nikki Pugh. Pugh was not even medically cleared until the pregame, fighting through a knee injury.
I am really disappointed with this Austin offense. There's no continuity. I mentioned it. This is just street football, trying to find somebody open while you're scrambling in the pocket. There's nothing there. Dallas is totally overwhelming them right now.
Getting back to my earlier point, Bobby, that is a case where potentially you just take a knee and accept the fact that this is not your half of football.
You're right. Maybe just take it in, regroup, and try to come out. Now Dallas has a chance to score again.
Almost out to midfield here. I take it back. That's about the 17-yard line. But this is a quick strike offense when you have Courtney White and Jade Randall.
This Austin team is a completely different look than we saw them compete against Seattle. Tonight they can't do anything.
Angel back under center. That's a toss play. Ending up with Amanda Jenkins. And Jenkins looking down the field, complete. Cassandra Ashley, although the clock continues to run, Ashley has no idea. No, they're actually stopping the clock here. This I don't get. That was a completed pass. And I don't think the Dallas offense is aware that the clock has stopped, and they're going to lose a play.
They're going to lose a play, but if you watch the replay, Angel was wide open. Two receivers were wide open for 6 points. She couldn't get the ball down the field. Watch Michelle Angel on this. She pitches the ball, but she goes wide open down the middle, and she can't find her down there. She comes underneath and makes a good pass completion, but that should have been 6 points for Dallas.
I'm not sure Amanda Jenkins had the arm to get it down the field. Dallas having a little fun with this Austin defense. This should be the final play of the half. And you got to factor Michelle Angel's going to be back throwing this ball.
You have to love the way they went for the jugular. They could have said, hey, we're up 20-0. They tried to score quick right there.
This should be the final play of the half. Angel with a ton of time in the pocket, now dumping it off to Sunshine Misa-Uli. Uli will not get there.
A totally dominating first half by the running game of Dallas with Sunshine Uli and Victoria Thomas totally dominating the up front line of Austin.
Austin just simply outmatched physically. After 20 minutes of football, it is Dallas up 20-0 behind the arm of Angel and the physicality of one Sunshine Misa-Uli. Back with halftime festivities after this.
We got ball. Like y'all in there and wait and let me big take it to y'all. What the wrong with y'all? Y'all let that happen 3 time. Y'all just let them run through y'all. No drive. You get out there, you tackle. You know what the they doing. They got two people, a tight end and quarterback. What the they doing? You know exactly what the they doing. You go in there, you up. You were playing scared. Y'all are playing scared.
A frustrated Austin Acoustic locker room as we bring you back to halftime festivities. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco. Bobby, we knew Dallas was a very solid roster coming into tonight, but did we expect Austin to lay a goose egg the way they have? They're down 20-0 after one half of football.
Nobody expected that. They were outcoached. They were outplayed. Their quarterback, Tashea Winfrey, 4 out of 15 in the first half. Somehow they have to come up with a running game because she simply can't carry that team by herself.
And the other quarterback, Michelle Angel, who we talked about in the pregame show, she also struggled. She was only 3 of 10 in this game. But overall, that offense with Dallas seems to be more in sync.
The big story was a running game. Sunshine Misha Uli. Say that one 3 times. Sunshine Misa Uli. She had 82 yards with Victoria Thomas in the first half, dominating that Austin front.
Yeah, those two, Bash and Bash, Thunder and Thunder, whatever you want to call them, they really were the headline in the first half. They accounted for all the scoring. It started with Uli on this 24-yard touchdown reception from Michelle Angel to give Dallas an early lead. Then she followed that up with another touchdown, this time on the ground. Then Victoria Thomas on a 5-yard touchdown run of her own. That brings us to our halftime score of 20-0. Now let's take a look at the first half stats.
You can see Dallas dominated that running game, but the other big story was 4th down conversions. Dallas converted 2 out of 2, and Austin only 1 out of 4.
And that will officially bring us to the end of halftime festivities here in Dallas, Texas. It's the first ever Texas Bowl. Will Austin rebound, or does Dallas continue to roll?
Kickoff is next.
Follow your favorite LFL players and teams and receive breaking news stories. Like the LFL's official Twitter page, twitter.com/mylfl.
We are back to the first ever Texas Bowl. Before we get underway in the second half, let's go to Desi Mitchison.
As we get ready for kickoff, I'm with head coach Jericho Harris. Coach, you have a goose egg after 20 minutes of football. How do you get back into this game?
Well, one thing we saw is we got a lot of yards. We just got to finish drives. We've been in the red zone 3 times, as well as so have they, but we have not finished the drive yet. So one thing we have to do is execute when we get in the red zone. That's the difference in the game right now. Execution in the red zone.
Best of luck in the second half. Back up to you.
Inside the red zone, there's no running game. They got stalled 3 times down there. They have to get Michelle Marshall the football and let her get some yardage.
Lindsey Gaffney will get us underway. Nice high, deep kick. That will go sailing out of bounds. And as a result, Austin takes over at their own 15-yard line.
They have to come up with an answer to something. They have to get points on the board on this drive, or it's going to be a long second half for Austin.
Victoria Thomas, you saw there, she had an overall dominating half of football, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of ball. We talked about it earlier, Bobby. They've got to find a way to get her blocked.
Absolutely. And Tashea Winfrey, she needs to start throwing more accurate passes. Her stats in the first half, not good at all. 4 out of 15, 1 interception. She needs to step up her game.
Winfrey will try to rebound from a rather horrid first half of football. From the shotgun, what's new? There's pressure on the edge by Victoria Thomas. Throwing it down the field. That one should have been caught. Intended for Marissa Goldston, and Goldston just dropping the ball.
This really has to get frustrating for Winfrey. She makes a great play, scramble in the pocket, fires a bullet down the field. This ball not only should be, it has to be caught. How can you have any momentum if you drop passes like that?
We had an illegal forward pass. That penalty is declined. Brings up second down.
And that was an illegal forward pass by Tashea Winfrey. Dallas electing to decline it. Now a 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the 15-yard line. Goldston in motion. Another dump-off play to Steph Wickett. And Wickett gaining 5 yards on the reception.
Not a bad play selection right there, trying to stop that pass rush of Dallas. They throw an underneath screen to Wickett, the center coming out. Solid game for Austin.
They've tried multiple formations on the offensive line to get some kind of blocking for Tashay Winfrey. Now we're seeing a bit of release plays. We saw that with Steph Wickett. A 3rd and 5, ball up to the 20 now. Winfrey back to pass again. They're trying to double team Victoria Thomas. Thomas coming from the edge. That was actually Sunshine Misa-Uli tracking down Winfrey.
Now that is impressive by Uli. They only had 2 girls rushing the quarterback. They had maximum protection, and they still got to Winfrey.
Austin Acoustic offensive coordinator Greg Lord now double teaming Victoria Thomas. Clearly she made an impression in the first half. A 4th and 6 ball at the 19-yard line. If Austin has any hopes of climbing back, they've got to convert. Little shovel pass to Michelle Marshall. That is not going to get there. Danielle Hawkins spelled that out.
Not sure I like that play selection at all. 4th and 6, you got to get 6 yards. Yeah, Michelle Marshall has talent, but you throw her 1-yard shuffle pass, there's nothing there, and you have a quarterback with a gun. She can throw the ball down the field, and they have no shot to get the first down.
Dallas now up 20-0. Has no sense of urgency moving forward. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of Sunshine Misa-Uli and Victoria Thomas.
Well, they haven't been stopped all night long. Austin has no answer to stop those 2 running backs. And Michelle Angel, as we mentioned, is not having a great night passing. They should keep the ball on the ground.
Angel back in the shotgun. Ball at the Austin 21-yard line. Good field position for Dallas. Angel taking off with it again. And that's Selena Fudge.
Hey, what do you want to talk about? Scoreboard! Scoreboard!
Michelle Angel encouraging the Austin defense to look up at the scoreboard.
Michelle Angel talking a lot of trash right now with a 20-0 lead, but you can see in that trip set right there, she's not a running quarterback, but she's adequate. She got 7 yards very easily right there. Not as talented as a running quarterback as Winfrey is, but she gets the job done.
2nd and 3, the clock continues to run. At some point here, it is going to become a big factor if you're an Austin fan. And that's going to be a delay of game. Speaking of the clock, Dallas took a lot of time there.
Delay of game on Dallas number 7.
That is just inexcusable. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on Dallas.
That was a rookie mistake by Michelle Angel. You always have to keep your eye on the play clock, and she obviously didn't right there. Costly, it stops the clock and everything. The Bullets cannot be happy with that.
Head coach Melvin Bullitt spent some time in the NFL with the Indianapolis Colts. That is Michelle Angel. Dallas trying to keep it in the air. That is incomplete, intended for Danielle Hawkins, and Hawkins just dropped it.
Hawkins should have pulled that one in. One-on-one coverage with Anna Garza. Garza could not cover her. Angel delivered a great football, but it was incomplete.
Now a 3rd and 8. As you notice, the clock continues to run. For those fans not familiar with the clock in the LFL, it will continue to run until you get to the 2-minute mark of the 2nd and 4th quarter. Then we adopt NFL stoppage rules. A 3rd and 8 for Michelle Angel in this offense. Looking to keep it in the air, just throwing it out of bounds. Pressured by Tiffany Merritt.
Great coverage in the secondary by Austin. Double covered it. Nobody was there. A smart play again by Angel. A veteran move, throwing it away.
That ball nearly took the head off Jericho Harris off. You could see he's upset there. Obviously, Angel just throwing the ball away. This has got to be a vital stop for this Austin defense.
They have to come up with an answer right now. This game, it's late into the 3rd quarter right now. Austin has 0 points. They have to stop Dallas.
Jade Randall could factor in here. They're going to hand it off inside. That is Courtney White trying to get to the yard marker on 2nd effort. May have gotten the first down. That will take us to a media timeout. We will find out if Courtney White gets the first down and if Dallas adds to their lead.
Warrior Black, the official eye black of LFL athletes.
Back to LFL football night in the first ever Texas Bowl. It has been physical. That is Ashley Dixon being carried off the field. That's Dallas's center, Nicole Peterson, with a feared broken wrist. Dallas plays a very physical brand of football and inevitably pays the price.
Right now, they look like a mash unit. That was the problem coming into this game. They had 4 key starters hurt, and it's just gotten worse as the game goes on.
A 1st and 10 for the Austin offense. That looked to be a quick slant. Wasn't there. Pass deflected by Misa Uli.
That offensive line has to help out their quarterback and get her arms down. Misa Uli's a former great basketball player at the University of Houston. Just knocked that ball down.
A 2nd and 10 now. And the environment's not going to get any easier either as this crowd is starting to make some noise. Ball remains at the Austin 12-yard line. Winfrey back to pass. Look at who's applying the pressure. That is Victoria Thomas. Quick dump off to Emily Thomas. And Thomas being blown up by Danielle Hawkins. We're going to get a look at this monster hit by Hawkins, and Hawkins is down.
Hawkins is down, but what pressure again by the front of Dallas. Winfrey has nowhere to go, tries to make something happen, just dumping the ball to Thomas, and she almost gets decapitated. Watch this hit. Bam!
That was a forearm just below the shoulder area, and Emily Thomas went flying. And she did manage to lose a yard on that as well, so it'll be 3rd and 11. Ball at the Austin 11. Another slant pattern. This one intended to Marissa Goldston, still on her feet, breaking through the arm tackles. And Goldston finally getting into the end zone. A 39-yard touchdown.
What a play by Goldston. There's nothing there. She should have been tackled by 3 Dallas defenders right there. She swings back out to the outside and goes coast to coast. Just what the doctor ordered for Austin.
And just like that, we've got a ball game. Plenty of time remaining as that gap is now down to 2 scores. You can see head coach and offensive coordinator Jericho Harris wanting Tashay Winfrey to go for 2 here.
Even though she's having a bad night statistically, she had 4 completions going into this series. She is a quick strike quarterback. Bam, just like that, gets them back in the football game.
Now the extra point attempt. They're going for 1. Coach Jericho Harris was indicating he wanted to go for a 2-point conversion. And Winfrey going to try to take it in herself. Again, the effort just not there for Winfrey. It looked like she had an opening and just let up before the contact.
It looked like she was going to walk in the end zone on a quarterback design sweep to the right. Shantae Bunting with a pure tackle, one-on-one, throws her into the wall, short of the end zone. Watch Bunting. What a great, outstanding tackle that is.
I think that's just sheer will and wanting. You saw Shantae Bunting just do a beeline to get to the goal line. Meanwhile, Tashay Winfrey, it just felt like she did not have the heart or the will to get across.
Absolutely. Will beat skill a lot of the time.
1st and 10 now for the Dallas offense. Give Austin credit. They did manage to get on the board. Ball at the Dallas 15-yard line. Kind of a bunch set. That's a handoff to Victoria Thomas. Thomas still cranking those legs. Still on her feet, will manage 7 yards on the carry.
She never gives up. Those Pistons, her legs don't stop running. She dragged 6 players and still was going until she got finally pulled down.
I like that Dallas is going back to the ground game. You saw in the previous series, they got a little pass happy. They turned it over on downs, and Austin capitalized. It appears they're now willing to go back to the ground game.
They have an outstanding running game with Uli, with White, and of course with Victoria Thomas. They can just pound it out and take some of this clock out.
A 2nd and 3 now. Angel content to take off with it again herself. Just upright. Being stood up now by that Austin defense, but driving her legs. Angel gaining an impressive 10 yards.
She needs to get down once she gets the first down. Again, she's not a real impressive runner, but she knows how to get the needed yardage. She steps up in the pocket, nothing's downfield. She has nobody there. She gets the yardage, but she needs to get down so she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, she is definitely not built like Tashay Winfrey. Very injury prone. She's got to take a slide there. You can give yourself up with a slide in the LFL as a quarterback. That's Angel again going to take off with it, cutting to the inside. That's good enough for 5 yards.
She's getting that confidence going as a running quarterback right now. It's like she's looking for the run instead of the pass.
Very content to just work on this clock. We are under 3 minutes remaining. Coach Jericho Harris and Austin, a bit of confusion with personnel.
Hey, Anna. Hey, no, Anna, bring your
You could see Coach Jericho Harris just directing traffic there on the sidelines. That is a team thoroughly confused. That's a 2nd and 5 play. Handoff to Courtney White. White will get enough, it appears, for a first down.
You're right, Jericho Harris, he looks rattled on the sideline. He knows how important this drive is right here. For Austin to have any shot at this game, they need to stop Dallas right now.
You can see here from the replay, Courtney White knows how to find those gaps. Kind of a shifty little running back. Remind you of Emmitt Smith, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys.
A really disappointing effort there by Kyler Hurt. She had 4 chances to bring White down. A lot of arm tackling, she couldn't do it.
A 1st and goal play. Angel faking the handoff to White. Thought she'd have an opening. Managing 3 yards. That is Marissa Goldston on the tackle.
Again, a solid run by Angel, getting 3-4 yards down the field. She's feeling confident as a running quarterback right now.
This is something I would be hesitant to do. You don't have a backup quarterback in Dallas. If Angel goes down, you are in a world of hurt.
You're 100% right on that. Michelle Angel is Dallas. They can compete against anybody with her in there.
Angel now his 2nd year as quarterback, started with the Los Angeles Temptation. Decided to sign with Dallas in the offseason. This is a bunch set. They're just going to force Angel into the end zone. And there it is, her tribute to LaDainian Tomlinson, being a Southern California native.
You can't get more basic than this. Line everybody up around the quarterback and just plow them into the end zone. Easy play for Dallas to score.
Coach Jericho Harris very confused. I think we all thought we would see a far more competitive Austin team.
Right there, that was just the competitive edge of Dallas. They tightened the splits on everybody, and Angel just walked in the end zone.
Now the extra point attempt, Angel just gets rid of it. That was nearly a fumble. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Our score will remain 26-6, Dallas in the lead.
That was such a key series for Austin. They needed to stop Dallas to have any shot. Right now with Angel, this team's on a roll.
The gap goes back to 20 points. Is this Austin offense capable of a miracle comeback here late in the 3rd into the 4th?
They have the potential. With her arm, Winfrey can throw the ball down the field. She has to come up with some magic right now really quick.
They'll probably go to a no-huddle offense at some point. As you said, Tashay Winfrey has a Randall Cunningham-like arm. She could throw it clear to the other side of the field. From the shotgun, Winfrey. Back to pass, going to try the right side. Has a receiver. That is Leilani Lopez. Lopez gaining 6 yards on that reception.
Solid play by the quarterback, Winfrey, right there. Underneath, short passing game, get 5 or 6 yards, move the football down the field.
We'll have time for one more play here in the 3rd quarter. Austin electing the huddle, not go to the 2-minute offense just yet. That was a 6-yard gain by Lopez, setting up a 2nd and 4. Tashay Winfrey, as the clock counts down here to the 3rd quarter, does get it off. Looking down the field now, overthrowing her receiver. That is Jade Randall. And Randall with the heartbreaking interception, if you're an Austin fan.
Just a terrible decision by quarterback Winfrey, throwing off her back foot, just up for grabs, and who else but Jade Randall comes down with it.
And that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter with Austin stalling.
You got 3 touchdowns, 1 quarter. So this is a time where great players are great. If you want this, T-Shay, you got to stop making these bad decisions.
That is head coach Jericho Harris as we bring you back for the final 10 minutes of football. Getting on his starting quarterback, Shea Winfrey.
For good reason. He is 100% right. Winfrey, ill-advised passer with the interception to give Dallas the ball back. They need 3 scores. She can't be throwing the football up like that.
Now a little reverse handoff to Shante Bunting. That is good for 11 yards. Bunting still moving down the field. Tackled by Selena Fudge.
But more importantly for Austin, that defensive front has to come up with an answer for this Dallas running game. They're running all over them all night long.
That is a 1st and 10 now. This Austin defense not playing with any sort of conviction. From the shotgun, handoff to Courtney White. And White just pinballing her way down the field for 7 yards.
She has such a quick first step. I love to watch her jump cut like that. She just a little stutter step, bam, then gets outside.
The White run setting up a 2nd and 3. As we said earlier, the clock will continue to run until we get to the 2-minute warning. Michelle Angel and company in business inside the 4-yard line of Austin. Handoff goes to Cassandra Ashley. And Ashley getting into the end zone. And we have not seen number 9's number being called often.
Mitch, you could have walked in. Watch the blocking up front by Amanda Jenkins, Danielle Hawkins, and Yuli. A Mack truck could have walked in. Yuli made 2 blocks on 1 play. First on the nose tackle, then on the linebacker.
Hey, you're in the corner. Okay?
Very physical play up front for Dallas. With Yuli now moving to center after Nicole Peterson, the starting center, broke her arm in the first half. Here's the extra point attempt. This is just a lob play to the back of the end zone. And guess who's there? That is Courtney White, capping a 3-play, 22-yard drive that only took 1 minute and 14 seconds.
Shoddy defensive coverage by Austin. They flood the zone. They put 3 receivers in the end zone. And like you mentioned, Angel just throws a lob out there and it's complete.
Austin will now take over, down 34-6. It was not that long ago when they got right back into the game with a gap of 20-6, and now we're up to 34. This game is all but out of hand. We will see what kind of conviction Austin has the remainder of the way. Ball at its own 15-yard line. From the shotgun, they look like corner blitzes off the edge. That pass complete to Leilani Lopez.
Dallas will let them have those passes the rest of the night. Underneath, just a couple yards. The clock keeps moving. They'll let them have that all night.
A 2nd and 6 now. This Dallas defense definitely trying to keep all the action underneath. Winfrey remains in the shotgun. Has 3 receivers flanked out. That was a complete release play. Every member of the O-line went out. And that is Christina Villalobos on the completion for 18 yards.
The entire line didn't block anybody. Watch this. Everybody flies by him. The line goes out. Villalobos wide open for a huge gain for Austin.
Austin finally showing a little bit of life here offensively. Ball down to the Dallas 13-yard line. And that's one of the advantages of the LFL game. If you are down, it is a very short field, so you can climb back into these ball games. 1st and 10 play for Winfrey. Winfrey rolling right, now cutting back to the inside, going to try to take off with it. That is Sunshine Misa Oli. And that is a monster hit on Winfrey.
Who else? Victoria Thomas comes untouched up the middle to force Shea Winfrey out of the pocket, then throws her down. She actually had wide open receivers, but she couldn't set up because of the pressure.
A 2nd and 4 play. Ball now down to the Dallas 7-yard line. Winfrey remains in the shotgun, but we've got a penalty here. That looked to be false start on Austin. That is the indication.
Dead ball. False start. Number 15 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3-play second down.
That is indeed the call. That'll back up Austin. We could see the edge there. That looks to be Steph Wickett or Tiffany Zimmerman. That's actually Zimmerman with the false start.
At some point, Austin has to just play for their pride. I mean, right now, they're not going to win this game, but they can't make mistakes like that. You got to play for next game.
Winfrey back to pass now. A little bit of pressure up the middle, dumping it off. And Steph Wickett did not want that football. Misa Uli blowing her up.
You got to protect your teammates, your receivers. This is a hospital ball right here. If she catches that ball, she's going to go straight to the hospital.
Steph Wickett being overwhelmed up front all night, as has Emma Lee Thomas and Tiffany Zimmerman. They've just been outplayed.
The entire front of Dallas, I am so impressed the way this defense has played all night. Only one touchdown all night long for Austin.
Now a 3rd and 9 play. Ball at the Dallas 12-yard line. And Victoria Thomas absolutely discarding Emma Lee Thomas. I have never seen a D tackle just throw a center off to the side like that. And that will bring us to a media timeout. It is Victoria Thomas and Dallas dominating Austin.
Man, dude, our offensive line is getting manhandled.
Do you see what's on the ground right now?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Drama, I've never seen that.
Back to fourth quarter action. That's Coach Jericho Harris saying they are getting manhandled up front.
Like you said, Mitch, I've never seen a center get thrown back like that in any level of football. They are getting destroyed up front.
Now a 4th and 6 for the Austin offense. If they want any hopes of getting back into this game, they have got to convert. Winfrey back to pass, has plenty of time in the pocket. Rolling right, evading the rush, goes to the back of the end zone. And that was caught and dropped by Michelle Marshall.
Of all people, Michelle Marshall did a great job of finding a soft part in the secondary, wide open in the end zone. Winfrey did a great job scrambling, buying time, and finding Marshall in the end zone, and she just dropped it. Flat out dropped it. This should have been 6.
You can see Marshall just sitting in a pocket in the back of the end zone, but could not come up with the football. It has been that kind of night for Austin.
How many drops have we seen tonight by the Acoustic?
They've definitely not helped out their quarterback. Tashay Winfrey right now is on record pace as far as pass attempts. That's Michelle Angel, sorry, Bobby, completing to Courtney White.
It's crazy how many times she's thrown the football tonight. But you can't have a winning football program if you throw the football that many times.
That has been the big, we talked about it at halftime. Austin has got to establish the run to set up the pass. You cannot put the stake of this franchise on a converted quarterback like Tashay Winfrey.
They have Michelle Marshall, a really talented running back. They just need help on the offensive line.
A 2nd and 5 for Dallas. Handoff to Sarah Janice. And Janice gaining 6 yards. They have multiple weapons here.
This late in the game, I'm really surprised that Michelle Angel's still in the football game. This is the kind of game you want to get your backup some experience for when the playoffs come around.
1st and 10 now, ball at the Dallas 20-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff. Angel rolling left. Great footwork in the pocket, has a receiver. Look at Jade Randall just go up and snag it. And she's still on her feet, and into the end zone is the Harvard grad.
Unbelievable play by Randall. This ball is underthrown again. She comes back. Watch this. She comes back toward the football, grabs it in coverage, breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, spins out for 6 points. Just an incredible effort.
Dallas now on top 40-6. I don't think anybody expected this kind of domination.
It's incredible, and we'll say it again. Michelle Angel hasn't had a great night, but she is showing great leadership as a field general for this team.
That is the extra point attempt. That's going to fail. Hand off to Sarah Janice. It will not matter, as that was the final nail in the coffin for Austin.
Head coach Jericho Harris from Austin is just beside himself. He can't believe he came into this game really thinking he could dominate Dallas. Just did not happen.
You would have factored for them to at least be competitive after the showing they had against Seattle, and then certainly what we saw against New England at home. This should have been a very competitive Texas Bowl. It has not been that.
You would think that for the Texas Bowl, they would have came in prepared. I think they totally underrated this Dallas team.
That is Michelle Marshall gaining 10 yards. To your point earlier, Bobby, they should induct more of this into the offense, a running game.
Michelle Marshall, she can run the football. Again, she's doing it all on her own. That's great effort. Took some big hits, but she got the ball down the field. They need some linemen to block for her up front, though.
1st and 10, ball at midfield. That was a horrible pass from Tashay Winfrey. Intended for Selena Fudge.
Winfrey has a great arm. She's a great athlete, but her quarterback techniques are not there yet. She does not throw with her footwork, right foot forward, left foot forward. She just kind of floats it out there.
That is the rawness of her ability that they've talked about in Austin. The coaching staff believes in her, but she's got a lot of development at the quarterback position. There's a handoff mishandled by Selena Fudge. Was able to get back on it, but that'll be a loss of 3 yards.
I like the play selection. Try to get the ball to the speedster, Selena Fudge, but they can't even execute a handoff. Right now, head coach Jericho Harris cannot believe it.
A 3rd and 12 now, ball at the Austin 23-yard line. This Austin offense trying to get more points on the board to leave here with some kind of momentum after a devastating performance here. That's Tashay Winfrey, designed rollout. Nobody on the outside, very crowded. She will gain 2 yards. That's Jade Randall on the tackle.
With 2 minutes left, I'm not sure you want your quarterback taking shots like this.
That will officially bring us to the 2-minute warning in a game where Austin has had its opportunities and simply dropped them. Back for the final 2 minutes of football. That is our game MVP, Courtney White, with the traditional beer at midfield.
Like a fine wine, she gets better week after week. At first, I wasn't sure she was going to be a great football player. Now she's a sensational football player.
Now that's a bit disappointing. She didn't finish her beer, Bobby.
For as good as Dallas has played football tonight, that is weak. She's giving her beer away.
That is a good recovery. If you're going to give it away to a fan. Courtney White, our game MVP, and that young man just had a free beer.
Really impressed with White and this Dallas team tonight. I give a lot of credit to the coaching staff and also obviously to the quarterback, Michelle Angel.
In a couple weeks, LFL football night is in Atlanta, Georgia, as Dakota Hughes and the Atlanta Steam host the Omaha Heart.
Really looking forward to seeing that game. Dakota Hughes, one of the finest quarterbacks in the game.
Now we are back to the rookie quarterback, Tashay Winfrey, and her final shot at the end zone has a receiver. That was intended for Michelle Marshall, will fall incomplete as Dallas takes over.
Jade Randall, she could have been the MVP. What an outstanding effort she has on both sides of the football tonight. And this is after we didn't know she was going to play. She was doubtful for the game.
Randall with a whole section of fans had one hell of a ball game here tonight in Dallas. We've got the double reverse now. Dallas getting a little tricky, has a receiver. That is Michelle Angel, the quarterback, streaking down the field, a la Tim Tebow.
Wow, you talk about putting a dagger in the coffin. Who would have called this play? This is a little rivalry here for the Texas Showdown, coming up with a trick play with a minute left.
You know Michelle Angel loved calling that play. They're just having fun with Austin now.
I'm not sure Jericho Harris and this Austin coaching staff is happy with that call.
This will definitely play to the rivalry as Dallas extends its lead. The extra point attempt, no good, but the damage has already been done. It is 46-6, Dallas on top.
That was a pretty play, though. I mean, I'm not one for, running the score up, but that play was excellent. Michelle Angel wide open, pass delivered perfectly.
Why?
Just good football.
This looks like a very complete football team. And I think right now they match up well against Seattle, Los Angeles, and certainly they've shown that they can dominate Austin. I see them up there in the playoff race in the Western Conference.
I agree 100%. I mean, their running game I did not think was as strong as it is. We knew Angel was developing as a quarterback, but that running game, they're plowing people over tonight.
In fact, Seattle comes into Dallas on June 18th. That should be the matchup of the year in the Western Conference.
Seattle is undefeated right now, but we talked about their quarterback, K.K. Matheny, not having a great year. Dallas could be able to knock them off.
And Los Angeles, that came to the very end. We talked about it in the pregame show. If it were not for basically a tip ball on an extra point conversion at the very end, Dallas could have walked away with a win.
Well, that's it. They have a big win tonight. This is great for the playoff structure. But this team, as you mentioned, can't compete with anybody.
That pass complete to Leilani Lopez, gaining 5 yards.
I'm not sure this late in the game you want to light up your receivers like that. You're throwing them right into middle linebackers and safeties. There's only a minute left in the game. You don't want to do that.
It is officially garbage time in Dallas. But good opportunity for Tashay Winfrey to get some reps. Now a 3rd and 3 play. Little dump off. Not sure Emily Thomas wanted that football again. That was Nikki Pugh coming up to lay the lumber.
I think you're right, 100% right. She didn't look like an aggressive receiver going after that ball.
That was a 2-yard gain, setting up a 4th and 1 for this offense. An offense and an overall team that needs to regroup now, get back to Austin, and figure out what their identity is going to be. That's a 4th and 1 play to Shea Winfrey, also looking very timid. It'll be enough for a first down, but not very impressive.
I just don't think they came ready to play tonight. I mean, like you mentioned, they played good against Seattle. The second game, they looked great against New England. But tonight, they just did not show up.
And we've got a little under 30 seconds remaining. Time perhaps for a couple more plays for this offense. Austin is not aware that the clock is continuing to run here. There's a lot of work to be done on this offense. 1st and 10, ball at midfield. Winfrey back to pass. That's a quick dart into the flat. Leilani Lopez is really becoming part of this offense. A good slot-like receiver.
She's a good receiver. Michelle Marshall's a good running back, but they have to develop something up front besides this passing game. They're throwing the football way too many times. You're not going to win football games this way.
If you're counting, Tashay Winfrey has now had 33 pass attempts. That is an all-time high in the LFL. And she's going to go perhaps a 34th time here, trying to elude the rush back into the end zone. Has a receiver. That was Chastity Morales. And that is your ball game. It's the Dallas Desire 46, Austin 6 in the first ever Texas Bowl.
Definitely a statement game for Dallas.
That'll do it for us here on LFL Football Night. For Bobby Huco, Desi Mitchison, this is Mitch Mortaza, and we will see you in a couple weeks from Atlanta, Georgia.